kind of bloody, you know. Got body parts flying around everywhere. Jesus telling us, chop off your own hand, chop off your own foot, pluck out your own eye. Is he really serious about that? I'm kind of hoping that he's not, because I'm kind of attached to my hand. Actually, it's kind of attached to me. I'm hoping I never lose it. My feet, I like them both. They take me where I need to go. My eyes, I really love both eyes. I'm hoping I don't lose them. When I was a younger Christian, about the age of your guys, we used to call this the Freddy Krueger gospel. You younger guys don't know who Freddy Krueger is, but there was a series of horror movies where there was this character who went around with axe just chopping people's body parts like this. And so we call this Freddy Krueger's gospel. But that's not really what Jesus is saying. The basic message is what's happening to us right now for a short while is not as important as what will be happening to us in eternity. He says if you have to do without something for now, because it's really not something that's good for you, even if you want it, better to do without it. Do without the temptation, because if you give in to the temptation, it will affect you forever. For now, you resist the temptation for a few years. But if you don't, you will pay the price in eternity, forever. So he's saying, even if you have to do something drastic to avoid certain kinds of sins, do it. It's better than going through all of eternity with the less of a value of life than what God wanted for you. When Jesus talks about cutting off your hand represents the things that you do. Almost everything you do involves your hand. Whatever, when you're taking your exam later, where do you put your pencil or your ball pen? With your toes? How many of you write with your toes? There are people that do that, but they don't have hands. As long as you have a hand, the pen goes here. When you're eating your breakfast later, what do you hold your fork with and your spoon? You know that, your hand. Come on, huh? So, the hand is the things that you do. And Jesus is saying, make sure that the things that you do are good things. And that they set examples for the little ones. In the first verse, he says, don't offend the little ones. If little ones see you doing something wrong with your hand, they might say, oh, that's okay. Because she did it, he did it, so I can do it. And he says, in that case, you cause them to stumble. So he said, the things that you do with your hands, make sure they're good things. Things that help people, not things that hurt people. A lot of people use their hands to do things that hurt other people. They steal with their hands, or things like that. Jesus said, if that's what it's going to be like, better for you to be without your hand for the years that you're on this earth. Most people today, the average life is about 80 years. Maybe by the time you guys are older, maybe it'll be normal for everyone to live over 100. Because, that's a while down the road. Probably by that time, you'll all live to be over 100. 100 years seems like a long time. But you know what? Forever is a lot longer. And so, it's good to do without something that you might be tempted to do. It's not something good. So that when the eternity comes, when forever comes, you'll live it in a good way and a happy way. When Jesus said, if your foot causes you to sin, chop it off. Your foot represents the places you go. Right? Most everywhere you go, you need your feet. These days, though, we can go many, many places and never leave our home. Because we can go online. And online, we can visit all sorts of places. Some of them are good places. When we see online, we can visit some of the natural wonders of the world. All that's nice. But there's some places you go online that aren't good. Certain websites, certain really violent games that are out there. Some of them are not very good places to go. Because when you open yourself to violence, even if it's only on your computer screen, or the screen of your laptop or your gadget, your phone, it affects you inside. It makes you not sensitive to people suffering and pain. In real life, when somebody's suffering because they have an injury, you go, oh, so what? I saw that on my gadget. That's nothing. You're not sensitive to it anymore. But it really is something. Pain is real. And it's something that we should, not be, just take it for granted and not be concerned when other people are going through pain. When we go to the wrong places, violent places, places where, pain and suffering is not even an issue, people don't care about it, it hurts. It hurts people. And it hurts us. And that's why it makes us not sensitive and makes us lose that passion and love of God, that mercy of God. So Jesus said, better not to go to those kind of places if it makes your heart hard. Last thing he said, if your eye offends you, pluck it out. Obviously, that's the things that you look at. I'll speak especially to the young men. Very common these days. You can go to any 7-Eleven, you can go to any mini mart, wherever, even the checkout lines of some of the groceries, and you'll see magazines there that are what we call soft porn. You can go to other places, you can go to plenty of places in your computer, and there's porn of a harder nature. They say, it doesn't hurt anybody. I can look at these pictures and it doesn't bother anybody at all. But it does. It desensitizes you. It causes you to look at ladies as just objects, just physical beings. And eventually that will hurt you. Eventually it will cause you to become something inside that you don't want. I'll just say this. They've done research, and out of all of the serial killers throughout all of the past 50, 60 years, they've done interviews with them. They found something interesting. Every serial killer had a history of pornography abuse. I'm not saying everybody that abuses pornography will be a serial killer, but every serial killer abused pornography. Looked at, basic language. Looked at pictures of naked ladies. That, again, it does something to you. It changes something in your heart. It makes you less than what the Lord wanted you to be. Which is why he said, if that's a problem for you, especially you young guys, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, be careful with that. You think it's harmless, but it's really not. It really does something in you that can later be a bad example or even hurt other people. So, we're not talking about body parts being thrown around. We're not talking about slasher movies. We're talking about something more important. We're talking about setting a good example and learning how to resist certain temptations in the things we do, the places we go, and the things that we look at that will have an eternal effect on our lives forever and ever in the kingdom of God. So I would say this morning, make a good choice. Make a right choice. Make sure we do things that are pleasing to God, and that anybody at all can look at and say, okay, I have to follow that. That's a good thing. And you won't be in danger of leading them down the wrong path. Everybody understand that this morning?
Yes.
Okay. Let's all stand up.